What's up guys, I'm Joel Dodge, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to share with you what I think are the 5 most important music app developers to keep up with. Let's get into it. So guys, there's 2 things I want to say before we dive into the video, and the first thing is that if there's an app developer that I don't mention that you think I should have, feel free to put them down in the comments, and if I think that it's a worthwhile app, I'll pin it so that other people can see it too. And I think that's going to be a cool way that we can all kind of share what we know on this video. So the second thing is this list is going to be starting with what I think is the least important, working our way up to the one that I think is the most important. And I want to say that a big factor in the order that I put these apps in is my personal preference. So I'm sure not everybody is going to agree with the order that I put these apps in, but I do think that everybody will agree that these apps are worth knowing about. So before we get into the list, I have 2 honorable mentions, and the reason these are honorable mentions is I don't think that these are a good fit for everybody. I do think that you should know about them though. So the first one is Korg, and that's mainly because of Korg Gadget 2. And this is actually its own standalone DAW. But the thing that's unique about Korg Gadget 2 is that it doesn't allow you to use audio units inside of it. You can only use the gadgets that Korg provides, which most of them are drum machines and synthesizers. I think for a lot of you guys, if you're into electronic styles of music, Korg Gadget 2 might actually be just like a one-stop shop where it has everything you need. So the second honorable mention is Fabfilter, and the reason Fabfilter is an honorable mention and not part of my list is that they're expensive. Typically it's going to be $20 to $30 per, just for each one of these apps, and if you buy the whole bundle of all of them, it's $120. But the reason I wanted to make sure you guys know about it, these are like the best plugins you're gonna find for iOS. And basically they took the same plugins that they make for the computer software and turned them into apps that you can use. So guys, number 5 on the list is Positive Grid. And I decided to put them on the list for 2 reasons. Number 1, I'm a guitar player, and the most used app out of all my apps is Bias Effects because it's what I use for all my guitar effects. Anytime I'm recording or even playing guitar live, I'm using Bias Effects. So guys, the second reason they're on the list is because they have an app called Final Touch that's made for mastering music. And there's not a lot of apps out there that are designed to help you master music. There's a couple others. There's one other I'm going to mention on this list, but Positive Grid's Final Touch is one of those, and it's worth looking into. So number 4 on this list is Audio Damage, and they have so many great apps. They actually have their own synthesizers and stuff like that, but the things I find myself using from them all the time are their time-based effects. There's a reverb called EOS 2 and a delay called Dub Station, and these are my go-to reverb and delay when I'm making music on the iPad. So number 3 on this list is 4Pockets. This app developer is probably the most useful one. They just have so many different apps to just meet your needs when it comes to music making. They have a visual EQ, they have a de-esser, they have a vocal harmonizer, they have so many different apps that will just meet your needs for what you're looking for. They even have this app called Digisticks that is a drum machine slash sampler that has become a huge part of my daily workflow inside of Cubasis. Number 2 on my list is Klevgrand, and man, what a cool app developer. They have this unique style that they put into all the apps that they make. They just have a really cool, unique look. But not only that, they sound great, and they all are just very unique apps. The one that I probably use the most out of all their apps is called Tines. It sounds like a Rode, you know, it's like that electric piano sound, and it's beautiful and it's great. But a big part of why they became number 2 on the list is they actually just released a new app called Ting. And Ting is a drum machine that uses samples of audio from just household objects. There's like a couch cushion and like a shoe stomping on the ground and like a spoon, I think. And it's just a really interesting, unique drum machine. And that's why I really like Klevgrand, is because they make cool things like that. The last thing I want to say about Klevgrand is they actually have an app that's made for mastering called Grand Finale. And because there's not a lot of mastering apps out there, I think you should definitely check that out, see if it's something that will work for you and your workflow. So guys, we finally made it to number 1, and it's AudioKit. And man, there's a lot of reasons they deserve the number 1 spot, at least in my opinion. And the first one is that they have a handful of really great free apps. They have a synth called Synth 1 that you should definitely just go download it. It's free. The other app that they have is called, the other really great free app that I use all the time is called Retro Piano. It's actually pretty new still, but it's definitely my favorite piano app on the iPad, like hands down. The second reason I think that they're so important to keep up with is because they've started this new thing of limited time apps. And basically they put these apps in the App Store only for a limited amount of time. I think it's something like 4 to 6 months, and then they discontinue the app. So the first app that they did this with is called Sub 808 or Bass 808. And I'm so glad I picked it up. It's not available anymore. 2 of their limited releases are actually available right now, which is one I already mentioned, Retro Piano, but the other one is the AudioTune app. I'm sure you know, based off the title, what that does. Really cool app. I talked about both of those on my channel a few weeks ago. And I don't know what all they're planning to release in the future, but I do know that they're going to be releasing an app with Henny the Business, which from what I understand, it's supposed to be coming later this year, I think. And it's going to be one of these limited time offer apps. And I think it's even going to be free, which is just crazy. But like, I don't know, man. I'm just so excited about that. Like, that's like what? I think AudioKit is awesome, and just like they just obviously care about people making music and it being affordable, and they're just really awesome. So guys, that's my list. Let me know what you think of it in the comments down below. If you haven't subscribed, please do. But as always, die empty. I'll catch you in the next one. Okay.